Welcome to this video from Nova. My name is Rachel Hale and I'm one of the Nova Advisor team. This video focuses on what is a case for support. Whether we like it or not, the voluntary and community sector revolves around funding. We source our funding pots, apply and wait for the result. We deliver our projects, monitor, evaluate, and then often we have to repeat that cycle. So what we need to discover is, where does a case of support fit into this cycle? A case of support is what we call a foundational document. It's something that every organisation should have. Simply put, a case of support is a written document which describes the need for the funding and the proposed solution. Many organisations have this for their entire organisation, as well as smaller cases for support that may be for individual projects. It is something we encourage every group to do because it provides consistency, clarity, robustness to your argument and reasons why you should be funded. It prevents people asking, so what? And it tells the beneficiary's story and it sells your solution. Let's have a look at an example. So we talked about the fact that every organisation should have a case of support for their organisation as a whole. A homeless charity would have a case of support which covers their overall strategy for ending homelessness, including the different services that they provide. In addition to that, they may have separate cases for support for individual projects. So if they were renovating a night shelter they own, so they can provide more beds, a welcoming environment and better facilities, they may have a case of support specifically for that work. In the third sector, we are constantly selling our organisation and the work that we do to funders. Imagine that your case of support is your Dragon's Den elevator pitch. It should draw together all the facts that make your organisation a worthwhile investment. It should present that information clearly so potential funders understand the features and benefits of your work and how they can provide that support. A case of support is initially an internal document. You are writing it for your organisation and your staff and volunteers. Imagine it as a way to bring people together to make sure that any language used, data, is all the same, that is consistent, so anybody talking about your organisation will be using and emitting the same message. That clarity is super important when you're out there trying to find funding. If one person from your organisation is saying one thing and one person another, it comes across as exceptionally disjointed, and funders may look at that in a negative way. So initially, this is an internal document to make sure that everybody is singing from the same hymn sheet, as it were. Once that document is produced, you may transfer it into an external document, and some charities have their case of support on their website as a simple way to explain this is who we are and this is what we do. So think internal first, then you have the option to make it an external document. So now we understand a little bit more about a case of support. Let's think about structure. What should we put in our case for support document? There's lots of variety out there for structure, and you'll find the one that works best for your organisation. But here's an example. It's really useful to structure the case of support document. It helps keep you on track. You can have headings, and then when staff, volunteers, other people are reading it, it helps guide them through the document. So let's have a look at some examples of content. So first off, what is the evidence of need? Why does your organisation exist? What problem are you working to solve? That sort of is the centre of your case of support. Why you're doing the work you're doing. Secondly, what are you planning to do? What are your activities? What is the solution that you're offering to the problem, to the need? The difference that your work will make. How are you having an impact? Clearly define the beneficiaries. Who is going to benefit from your solution? How will the work be measured and evaluated? Often funders are wanting monitoring to prove that what you're offering is having a positive impact. You can potentially talk about your track record as an organisation. What have you done before? How has that been a positive thing? The added value that you bring. What's your USP? Your unique selling point as an organisation? Maybe what sets you apart from other organisations working in similar or the same field? What funding do you need to make this happen? Financially, what do you need to put your solution in place and tackle the problem that you've identified? That's almost like your action. And ensuring that your income and expenditure budget is using a full cost recovery method so you don't end up caught short. So now you've picked your case of support structure, here's a few top tips for when you're putting together the content. So firstly, select an interesting and descriptive title for your project, for your work. You want to grab people's attention straight from the off. Next, spell out any acronyms and remove any jargon. So imagine funders reading this document may not work in the same field. They may not understand or know some of the terminology. So make it simple, make it easy to read and understand. Begin each section of your narrative, so your content, with a strong and clear sentence. Grab that attention from the off. Reduce waffle. Strong, clear messages. And in addition to that, keep the sentences short. Use topic headings to help guide your reader through the document. And maybe introduce lists or bullet points at the end of sections just to summarise what's been said. Remember that your case of support is a marketing tool. It's about getting your clear, concise message across. So it should elicit a response from the reader. Demonstrate a clear purpose and call them to action. What are you wanting them to do once they've read this document? You need to evidence your work's impact and the benefits for the widest possible audience. Bring your work to life and spell out what you want to do and why. Inject the passion that you as an organisation have into the words that you're writing and into this document. I mentioned earlier that there are different templates for your case of support. And on the following slides, we have some examples for you to take a look at. There's also a YouTube video to give you a little bit more information about a case of support and maybe things to think about including. So please take some time, have a look, click through to the websites for any more useful information. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it's been useful and an introduction to what a case of support is and why you as an organisation should look at completing one. Like I said, there's lots of additional information within this presentation, links to go through, but if you do need any more information from Nova, please contact us on the email below. Thanks again, bye!